This is the Insta360 X5, and what was already one of the best action cameras on the market has just got a whole lot better. Only 2 months after its initial release, Insta360 have dropped a massive firmware update that's added 2 new features that's fixed 2 major things that has now completely destroyed the competition and cemented their lead in the action camera market. We're going to have a look at those 2 new features and the firmware update in just a moment, but first of all, let's talk about what an Insta360 is. So this is a 360-degree action camera. With normal action cameras, you have one sensor and one lens that just faces in one direction, and then you have the viewfinder, the screen on the back of the camera. Now, if you want to do any sort of vlogging or moto vlogging or anything like that, you are going to need at least 2 of these action cameras. With this, it has 2 cameras on either side, one here and one here. And this year, they've upgraded those cameras so they're better than ever before. They now feature 2 1/2.8-inch sensors, which mean it's better for dynamic range, better colors, better sharpness, and is better in low light. If you look at the last year's model, it wasn't that great in low light. This one is even better, and they've even included a new feature that enhances that low light performance. The other thing with this camera is its pocket size, and it just looks like the size of a little chocolate bar that can fit in your pocket. It's also durable and waterproof up to 49 feet, which we are going to be testing to the absolute limit in just a moment with the help of my lovely assistant. Now, what makes this any different to something like a GoPro or a DJI action camera? Well, it's the simple fact that it records in a 360-degree field of view all the time, and then you edit it however you want in your editing software later on. So you don't need to worry about whether you're in shot, whether you're in frame. You haven't got to keep checking the screen to see if you're in the right frame when you're vlogging. You can literally just point and record, and it will just record 360 degrees, and then you come back to your editing software and you can frame it how you want later. You can move the screen around, frame it exactly how you want. You can even start off in one place and then pan round to another place. Another thing that makes this more unique is all of its features. Like I said about the low light mode, it has a mode called pure video mode, which essentially uses the AI chip in this to enhance the quality and the sharpness and the colors of the shot when it's recording in low light or at nighttime, which makes it a lot better. Additionally, you have things like time lapse, time shift, and obviously the bullet time effect, which Insta360 are famous for. And probably my favorite thing is when you attach any sort of selfie stick to this, it essentially removes it and you cannot see it. So it looks like you have some sort of drone following you around when you're recording, which is absolutely amazing. So now that you know about the Insta360 X5, if you're interested and want to buy one, I'll leave a link at the top of the description for you below. And if you use my link, you will get a free lens guard replacement kit. Because if you damage these lenses, you can just replace them yourself without having to send it off, which is really good. So check out that link below. Now let's talk about the new firmware update. And it fixes 2 very important things. The first one is single lens mode in pure video. Now, if you're recording in a 360-degree field of view, you sometimes have some issues with the colors and the sharpness because one lens is facing one way, one lens is facing another. So the lens can't figure it out. The camera can't really figure out which colors it's supposed to have and what sharpness and dynamic range it's supposed to have. So one way that's fixed is you can now use single lens mode in pure video mode if you're recording in low light. So it will just record in a horizontal 16:9 aspect ratio when you're in low light situations, which is a lot better, and it's something that I'm very happy they've added. Now, just a quick note, this single lens mode isn't supposed to replace the 360-degree camera mode. It's just supposed to give you a creative option so that if you wanted a POV shot, you haven't then got to go into the editing software and frame it how you want. It just gives you the option to record yourself in one single lens, just so you're aware of that. Now, the second feature they've added is adaptive tone. Now, this is really good, and we're going to use my assistant, Oscar, to test this out. So the only problem with a 360-degree camera is that if you're recording in bright, sunny conditions, you've got one lens facing you, which might be in the shadows, it might be dark, and then you've got the other lens facing out, which could be in bright, direct sunlight. And then the camera cannot figure out how to set the exposure or how to do the colors. So what you end up with is a very either under or overexposed image and then very flat colors. This new adaptive tone completely fixes that, and it enhances the dynamic range, fixes the exposure, and I just think it looks a lot better, a lot cleaner and a lot sharper. So here we are about to test the brand new features on the Insta360 X5. And to do that, we are going to use my lovely assistant Oscar today. We also have Flynn here as well, who wants to be in the video. But Oscar today is wearing the special Insta360 harness in collaboration with PJY Tech. And this harness allows you to put the Insta360 X5 on the back, and then you can set everything up to record. So we are going to see what the new adaptive tone looks like from Oscar's point of view. We're going to be testing this with doggy vision. So let's turn the Insta360 X5 on. So we're now recording 8K at 30 frames per second with adaptive tone on. So let's see what 8K 360 looks like from Oscar's point of view. Ready? Go get the ball! So now I'm interested to see how this looks with Oscar running after the ball. Now my B cam today is the DJI Pocket 3, but we are recording with the Insta360 X5 from Doggy Cam. Hello Lucy. Was that good? Good boy. You're gonna drop it? You're gonna drop it? Drop, you're getting tangled up with your brother there. Ready? Ready? Sit. Do you want this? Do you want the ball? Do you want it? Speak! 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 Good boy. Ready? Go get it. And he's off to the races. Now the great thing about this is that it records in a 360-degree angle, so you can then edit it how you want later on. So you can probably see me right now and Oscar, even though he comes right up close to me. But you can see in a 360-degree angle from Oscar. Now the camera's gone off to a bit of a side angle there, but we'll straighten that up and hope it goes straight. There we go. And now you should be able to see, sit in a 360-degree angle from Oscar's point of view. And then you can edit this however you want later on. But this brand new adaptive tone feature, which has been released only 2 months after the camera's release, has really changed this. And hopefully the colors look a lot more vibrant. Now bear in mind, this is at 8K 30 frames per second with adaptive tone on. So you let me know in the comments below, do you think this looks good? Especially from Doggy Cam. You having fun? Now, another thing I want to talk about is how to do the firmware update. There's essentially 3 ways to do the firmware update. Number 1, you can plug in your X5 directly to your PC via the USB-C attachment at the bottom. You just plug in the cable like that to your computer, and then it will automatically connect, and then you can drag the firmware update, the new file, into your root directory, and then once you've done that, disconnect it. The camera will automatically turn off, and then when you turn it back on, it will update the firmware. That's the first way of doing it. The second way to do it is via the Insta360 Studio app on your phone. You can go into there and just connect the Insta360 X5 via Bluetooth to your phone, and then you can just select the latest firmware update and it would do it remotely. The third way is to remove the memory card from the Insta360 X5, plug that into your computer, and then transfer the new firmware over, and then plug the memory card back in, and then it should automatically update and reset it. So thank you Insta360 for sponsoring this video and for sending out all of the kit for me to test. And if you're interested in getting one, check out that link in the description below. In the meantime, enjoy the Doggy Cam. I can confirm that the Insta360 is waterproof. Oscar? Not so much. You're getting in a bath, mate.